Hey guys, it's Angie Atkinson, and today at QueenBeing.com I'm going to answer a reader question regarding the divorce process with a narcissist. All right, so let's get started. All right, so this question comes from a SPAN member who gave me permission to use it in a video, but asked that I did not use her name or personal information, which I absolutely respect. All right, so here's the deal. She says she's dealing with a divorce process with a narcissist, and her problem is that while her husband, soon to be ex, has had no contact with their son, who is now an adult, by the husband's choice. Now he's decided to pull her son in to use him against her. Now, what's interesting is that her son showed up with moving equipment and stated that his father had given him permission to take things out of the house, big things, okay, furniture, tools, etc. Now, here's the thing. This is where the mother is still living, where the SPAN members. So she said she didn't want to look like a bad person, so she let him take a few things. And she's very sad to know that she knows that her son will again be discarded after having been used by his father to get back at his mother, right? Of course. She said she's decided not to play this time, and so her choice is that she's going to deal with it by not contacting the attorney because she knows that's what he wants her to do, the narcissist, her soon to be ex husband. And she says, instead, she's going to explain to her son that according to the court order that they're not supposed to give anything away or sell anything to anyone, and that after all is said and done, then those things will be here, and after it's settled, his father can give him whatever he wants. Now, I think that is really the best thing that you can do. Um, I don't think it's I don't think it's a bad idea to call the lawyer, honestly, because in this case, I think obviously the father's trying to manipulate, so at least letting your lawyer know what he's doing, could benefit you as far as the divorce proceedings go. All right, so with all of that being said, I want to talk a little bit more about how you can deal with this from this point forward for my member and for you if you're going through this or you're preparing to go through a narcissistic relationship ending. Okay, ending a relationship with a narcissist. All right, so let's talk about that. So, like, the fact is that narcissists are notoriously difficult people, right? And what sucks about that is that whether you're working with a narcissist or you're in a toxic relationship with one or you're going through a divorce with one, right, you're going to be dealing with all sorts of negativity, and you're bound to be dealing with that manipulation, gaslighting, and other types of emotional abuse. You feel me? So what ends up happening, of course, is that you feel incredibly overwhelmed, and that's exactly what you're dealing with right now if you're going through this. Okay, fact is, even incredibly smart people can be gaslighted, and that's what a lot of people don't know. Okay, and when you're going through a divorce and you're going through this kind of manipulation, and I know in this particular person's case, the person whose question I answered, there has been a lifelong, I almost want to say alienation, because while she tried to protect her child throughout this process and did the best that she could, her husband would emotionally abuse them both, and this put both of them in a horrible position. So, whether you're dealing with a narcissist or just a plain old negative person, it can absolutely feel like there's always someone trying to bring you down, and especially when you're going through this, you know what I'm saying? And so, your son is being kind of used as an unwitting flying monkey, in my opinion. And, while he means well, the truth is that, it probably doesn't really feel that way to you because he's just doing what he thinks his father wants him to do or whatever. And even though he probably knows that his father's a narcissist, he's human. He may, and you don't know what his father said and you don't know what to believe. I mean, his father could have said, she's crazy and I've only been a horrible person all these years because of her, and with the right type of conditioning, he could totally believe that, right? But look, if you allow this to discourage you, your life's going to be much less amazing than you really deserve for it to be. Okay, so as you move forward, I want you to consider these little hints, right? Because being with a narcissist is incredibly overwhelming no matter how long you're with them. But in this person's case, she's been with him, I think it's something like 31 years total. She's had a very, very difficult time with him, and he has been very horrible to her. So try these strategies as you move forward. Okay, some of these will work on narcissists, but make sure that you keep your eyes open no matter what kind of difficult people you're dealing with. Okay, so first of all, you need to own the term need to know basis, right? So keep your narcissist and any other negative people outside of your inside circle. You know what I'm saying? So you should create for yourself a trusted small circle of people that you'll speak to about your innermost stuff, okay? And about anything really. You know, don't tell them your aspirations. Don't tell them your goals. Don't, share those things with your small circle of trusted friends and colleagues, things like this. A lot of people will tell you, "Oh, make your goals public." And yeah, totally that can work in some cases, but when it comes to dealing with a narcissist, they need to be on a need to know basis. Of course, when they tell you to make your goals public, the fear of embarrassing yourself is supposed to motivate you to not fail, right? But studies, many studies have shown that it's not always a good strategy. And again, when it comes to narcissism, no good. The fact is, the bigger your goals are, the more likely you are to receive negative comments from people. And when it comes to divorce and dealing with a narcissist or any sort of dealing with a narcissist, it's just so important that you just keep yourself safe by not sharing all of your private information or personal information. If you're sensitive to criticism, which you probably are if you've been abused this way, this type of feedback can actually hurt you more than help you. So, uh, but of course, if you do make a big goal, absolutely tell everybody about it and be proud of it. Number two, fall in love with yourself a little. I say this all the time. Falling in love with yourself, loving yourself in the same way that a good mother would love a child. A lot of times we didn't grow up with nurturing parents for whatever reason. We were abused, or we were neglected, or we were ignored. And so we forget that we have positive qualities. We forget that we're awesome and that there are things about us that we should be proud of. So fall in love with yourself a little. Remind yourself of your positive qualities. If you're starting to doubt yourself, remind yourself of your best qualities. Make a long list and focus on it until you're feeling capable again. If you need help, find a friend, get a supportive friend, get a life coach, do what you need to do. But honestly, you guys, try waking up every single morning and think of 10 things you're grateful for and 3 things you love about yourself. Do it every day. And then before you go to bed, do it again if you want. And anytime during the day when you feel like you're hopeless and like life is no good and things are terrible, do it again. Honestly, do it again. All right? Trust me. It makes a huge difference. All right? Fall in love with yourself. Be grateful for the things that you have and find things about yourself that you love. All right. Number 3, don't take it personally, right? We all know that narcissists are unnecessarily negative all the time. And quite honestly, it doesn't reveal anything about you. It reveals a whole lot about them. And that's what you have to remember. No one knows enough about your personal business to have an accurate opinion anyway. And hopefully at this point, this will include the narcissist soon enough. Okay. We know the narcissist doesn't have an accurate opinion because the narcissist is not capable of seeing things from an objective point of view. The narcissist can only see things from a point of view of someone who is a narcissist, who has no empathy, who only cares about their own feelings. So if the narcissist feels like you've injured him or her in some way, they will absolutely come back at you in a very strong and hateful way. And so it's really hard to sometimes stay focused on what you want and what you need, especially when they're really going after you, right? I've got a client I'm dealing with right now who it's a horrible situation she's in. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. Anyway, she's been free of this person for a month now. She's healing, she's doing great. All of a sudden, this person and a relative of his, who happens to be this person, my client's boss, got together and sabotaged, or not sabotaged. They basically kind of sneak attacked her and begged her to take him back, and she's feeling very pressured. It's a horrible situation. So the thing is, you got to keep, this brings me to number 4, keep your eye on the prize, right? Always keep your vision in mind. Whatever it is that you want. If you want to be free of a narcissist, if you want to be clear, if you want to be happy, keep your vision in mind. It is so easy to become discouraged when you're dealing with this. It is so easy when you're on the receiving end of the abuse to be like, forget it, I give up, I'm just, forget it. Don't do it. Go back to the big picture and remind yourself of what you're trying to work for. What are you trying to do here? Are you trying to continue life as is, or are you trying to be happy and do better for yourself? Please do better for yourself. You deserve it. Go back to the big picture and remind yourself of what you're doing here. All right? See in your mind how great the results are going to be. You know, how satisfying will it be when you're right, when you're proven that you can live your life? How satisfying. It's going to be sweet. Remember, the best form of revenge, you know what it is, right? Living well, being happy. You don't have to accept anything less, and you should not. You don't deserve anything less. I promise you. All right, this brings me to number 5. You can't expect a fish to ride a bike. What? I know, right? Look, what I mean by that is, there's a quote from Albert Einstein, something like, "Everybody's a genius, but if you ask a fish to ride a bike, it will spend its whole life believing it's stupid." And to me, that has always been such an incredible quote, because the fact is, everybody's different. Everybody has different talents. Everybody has different, look, I can tell anybody about anything. I can explain things to people really well. But you know what I can't do? I can't find my way out of a paper bag, y'all. No kidding. I cannot navigate my way anywhere. I've been this way my whole life. If I know where I'm at, I'm just fine, and I'll remember the way after I've driven it 4 or 5 times. No, 6, 7 times. But until then, I'll use GPS. And before GPS, I would write the directions down step by step every time. Or I would get lost, because that's how I am. That is a big, huge Achilles heel for me. Point being, imagine if I spent my life thinking I was stupid because I can't find my way out of a paper bag. I'm obviously not stupid. I just don't have a sense of direction. But what I do have is the ability to sit here and explain to you how these people work and how you can make your life better. And so imagine if I didn't try because I can't find my way out of a paper bag. You see what I'm saying? So if you keep your head in the game, understand what your talents are, and accept the things about yourself that maybe aren't talents. Things like if you have this thing like me where you can't find your way out of a paper bag. I used to feel really embarrassed about it, and now I don't. I'll just tell people, look, you better, explain it to me like I'm stupid because I can't find my way out of a paper bag. Or just give me the address and I'll Google it. That's the best way. But you see my point. Be sure to consider the source of the feedback if you're dealing with a narcissist. Criticism that, from a narcissist, if they haven't done, like for example, if you're trying to launch your own company and the narcissist says, you can't do it, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, look, if you're dealing with criticism from someone who's always had a corporate job or who's always been employed by someone else, they don't know what they're talking about. All right. Unless the other person has accomplished the same kind of goal or understands that kind of goal, you might as well just consider their advice completely worthless. And I know that sounds harsh, but look, would you take stock tips from a dude living on a park bench? I don't think that you would. Consider the source. Consider the source. That's all I'm saying. All right. Most of the advice that we receive is similar in value, right? So take what you can use and leave the rest behind. This is where sometimes, if you feel confused or you feel like you don't know which direction to go, this is where sometimes a mentor or a coach or a good support group can be a really good addition into your life, especially during recovery. Okay. Now, the right support group, mentor, coach will have already accomplished or be working toward the same goal as you. Maybe they even started from a similar point as you. You know what I'm saying? Ideally, they're also going to be supportive and encouraging. So I'm just going to give you right now, I'm going to tell you a couple things. You can join my span group on Facebook. It's free. It's confidential, and it's full of survivors, some of which have already achieved their goals and some of which are still working toward their goals. We've got all different people there, but it's an incredibly supportive group. I highly suggest you join it if you haven't yet. You can learn more about that at queenbeing.com/span, and I'll have that in the description for you as well. All right. Okay, moving on. Number 6, review your greatest hits. Make a list of your greatest achievements. This will just, I mean, this is just to make you feel good, but it will absolutely help you to stay positive. I know this particular client who asked me this question, well, span member, she's a former client. She has already done a lot of amazing things. She is a freaking survivor, and I am so proud of her. I am so proud of you. The naysayers in your life, the jerks, the narcissists, they don't know about most of those things that you've done. Your ex husband, or soon to be ex husband, he doesn't know how amazing you are, my friend, because he's missed it on purpose, because he's so focused on his own stuff. You know it. It's just another reason why his opinions are relevant. Okay? So as you're moving forward, remember that. Develop, this is my next point, number 7, develop selective hearing, right? Ignore the noise. Have faith in yourself, and don't let other people control your emotions. Don't let other people control your thoughts, especially the narcissist that you're trying to get away from here, okay? The longer that you allow him to make you feel crazy, the longer that he controls you. You are doing an excellent job. And if you are a man, I mean she. I'm not saying all narcissists are male at all. What I'm saying is that this particular person wrote about a man, so that's why I'm talking about a man. But know this, women are the same. Female narcissists are out there, and quite honestly, and they're statistically speaking, that it's almost 50-50. There are slightly more male narcissists than females reported, but of course, y'all know that reported is a whole lot different than what's really out there. So anyway, number 8, smile and mean it. Look, talk about it all the time. When you show other people that you won't be affected by their unkind words, they'll eventually stop. Smiling will also improve your mood, scientifically proven, and lower your blood pressure. And hey, it's free. Smiling. Just remember, it's kind of like the gray rock thing. Just don't allow people to affect you emotionally, especially that guy, that narcissist, or that woman, that narcissist. Okay, something to think about. All right. And number 9, a network of support. I told you already. Check out Span, queenbeing.com/span. Supportive people are so important. We all have that friend who thinks that we can do anything, don't we? And if we don't, we need to find that friend. Join Span. If you don't have that friend, we think you can do anything. Instead of dealing with the naysayers and the negative and then the narcissists and all these people, surround yourself with people who support your efforts and believe in you. Imagine how amazing that would be, my friend. The difference is staggering. And I know that a lot of people, as they go through this, they find themselves alone at first, because they start to realize, that as an empath, they have attracted a few narcissists to themselves, maybe more than one, and they have spent their whole life being the people pleaser who, as an empath, that's kind of the best way you feel like you can roll. But as a survivor, you have to learn to make it more about you sometimes. That's all I'm saying. And you do that, and then you find yourself alone for a minute. But what happens is that you can begin to attract the right people by vibrating correctly and being open to new people. They don't have to be romantic partners, and they shouldn't be, in my opinion, for a while until you're healed. But they could definitely be people who could be worth your time and trouble, and people who can help you make your life better. Okay, so my final point today is going to be this: just don't stop believing in yourself. I know it sounds a little bit cliche, I know it, but look, we all know someone who, despite all odds, made something amazing happen. Okay, I could go through a whole list of people for you if you want, and I'll do that in another video. But and I've done it before, But here's the thing: there's no reason you can't be one of those people. I never thought that I would be one of those people, but I am one of those people, and you can be too if you believe that you can. Okay, it's really just a very basic fact of the universal law of attraction. It is. You got this. All right. Okay, I'm wrapping up for right now. I've got a client call in 4 minutes. Tight schedule today. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Thanks for being part of my life, and thanks for allowing me to be a part of your life and a part of your recovery. I sincerely appreciate it. I'm not going to go into all my links today. Check them out in the comment and in the description below. Queenbeing.com. You can find everything you really need right there on the front page. Okay. Otherwise, oh, that's all I got. All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.